what? It's just sometimes it's just easier, you know. Stop.
What?
Yeah, buddy. You cut hair. Buddy.
Oh, so I like your haircut, kid.
Thanks, man.
You got a good haircut there?
Thank God, man. You look like a spinolito.
Hey, Pat.
I'm giving you a crewy, John.
After you're done up there, can you go and do my back?
Talk too much.
My back needs more of a haircut.
Talk too much.
My
You're
hairy back.
now.
Yo, Carlos, why are you laughing, Carlos? Carlos, you know how hard it was putting this shirt on? Man, I got all tangled up, man. All pulling my hair, my back. I wish I had hair like that's on my back, on my receding hairlines, my forehead, like right here. I wish I had my hair on my back up there, but.
Okay, you have it everywhere, man.
Jeez, this is crazy, man. This quarantine shit's crazy. Big shout out to RC Bushcraft. I've been on the phone with him on FaceTime for like what, hour and a half. My man lives in the UK. Big shout out to our awesome guy, man. Damn, got me a little haircut from the boss. I think it's time we get wrenching now. Look at this. Look who we got sleeping on the job again. What are you sleeping on the job for, kid? Here's a quick look at my drag Baja. I still haven't fixed it yet. It's been a couple of weeks now. I'm still waiting on parts. So I will get back to it. So anyway, look. So I cracked this here. Everything else is still good. Just this part. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't want to do it just yet, because I was going to use this on my future build that I do to my Baja Max T. All right, so I was planning on whenever you change chassis and stuff on my Baja Max T, that is still bone stock setup. I was going to use this, but I'm going to use this now because I'm going to take the one off of my Max T Baja, since it's not broke yet. I'm going to take this out. Use this on my drag Baja because I want to try to keep my drag Baja plastic and carbon fiber as much as possible. All right, I probably need a stronger one back here, but so be it. Because I hold my rear drag pipe on the back of here, see? I don't run something that comes down here. I don't do that. I did this here. I picked this up from Lowe's. It's aluminum. It's lightweight. So, and here, this here. I drilled this out and I cleaned it up with a file and all that, but I think I'm going to cut this off. All right, I think I'm gonna trim this back off a little bit. I'm gonna show you part numbers of parts that I'm gonna be using. Let's talk a little bit about wheelie bars, what my plans are before I start wrenching on here. And yes, I never ever, very rarely, I wrench on any of my cars dirty. I mean, this is still kind of clean to most of my friends, how they keep their stuff. All right, this is, to me, nothing ever gets worked on or touched on wrenching-wise if it's dirty. For years, that's how I've been. But I have this down here somewhat dirty. It should have been cleaned, all right, but it's not that bad, all right? So I will be removing this wheelie bar here that we used. There are a few things that I can do at the moment. All right, this doesn't belong here. This is for my drag Baja. This is a custom part that was made for me that I use as a front wing. I do have another one, but I will be changing my setup now. All right, I do have another one though. That's bone. That's rare. That's where is it? That was made for me right here. See that? But I could have it powder coated if I want one day or whatever, but I'm not going to use that. Yeah, so now we have some wheelie bar options at the moment. It's not the wheelie bar that I'm planning on using on this, that this thing needs, because this ROVAN engine is right up there, borderline, with the high-end, expensive, big dollar big bars. It's got power, not like them, but it's knocking on that door. It's at the door. It's right at there. It's right under them. It's got some power, man. It's definitely got more power than your average engine, and definitely more power and torque than the stock piston port, for sure. You guys gotta know this, and this is facts, truth. I'm running stock clutch. I'm running stock clutch spring. I'm running bigger wheels with stock foams. These wheels are heavy. I'm running, let it weight up front. Let's weigh it. This ain't that heavy, but it is weight. All right, here it is. Let's weigh it. 7.65 ounces. Okay, almost 8 ounces. All right, and this weight all the way up front acts like if it's more weight. Do you understand? And I don't even have a high fuel system yet. I'm running bone stock setup here. And what sucks about the bone stock setup is there's restriction to the fuel. All right, and when you gun it with the reed case that revs up nicely, this actually gets a lot of pressure. So thank God for this. At least ROVAN is doing the right thing, sending these vent holes. Because if it didn't have that, man, you would definitely get that issue with a vapor locking. All right, and these fuel lines are like kind of soft, so who knows if they're getting sucked in or not. So high flow fuel system, some nice fuel lines is definitely a must to do. And I'm going to definitely do it eventually. But I'm showing you this as bone stock out the box. I'm not cheating. I'm not trying to sell shit to you. I'm saying this is the truth of what you see, bro. All right? I can run smaller wheels like some of you guys had requested, but why? I'm showing you shit with heavy wheels. It's even harder to do with a regular engine. What I'm showing with a stock clutch, with a stock spring, it's even harder. Okay? If you want, I can put an FS clutch in there if you want. We can see the difference. We can put, I'm not going to put a 10,000 spring. I'm not going to put a 12,000 spring or a 12,500 like I have here. That's ridiculous. Listen, I can even run a drag modded clutch here from Barcelona. See this? This is a drag modded lightened clutch with an 8,000. It'll feel like a 9,000. All right? It'll feel like an. Now, if I put a 9,500 spring on here, it would be awesome. All right, since this is off-road and bashing, a DDM 9,500 spring will be just fine. All right? If you are drag racing, if you need something more consistent, more high heat, then you cannot run a DDM like this. All right? Why? Because the quality of the metal here. This is good for bashing here or there. When you have some cool down times, fine. But when you're doing burnouts and drag racing, you're getting a lot of heat. These slicks stick to the ground, man. Especially when you have track bite on the floor. You're getting a lot of heat. All those burnouts are beating up all your diffs, your clutches, like tremendous bad, right? You must have good clutch springs. So what's been lasting to the guys, now there is a big group of drag racers. Everybody has run everybody's springs. All right. What has been working, what has been lasting with the heat temps, with the quality of the metal, are the Barcelona clutch springs and UFC clutch springs. I'm running a 9,500 UFC clutch spring on here. And that's recommended by Marvell. Marvell has a UFC clutch spring for the past 3 years. Arnold can get a hand of these customized Barcelona ones from Barcelona himself. Now, the quality of the metal is everything. That can take the heat and then the cool downs the heat. Because if you run a 9,500 spring like this on a drag racer, this 9,500 is going to be like a 7,000 RPM before you know it, from all the heat stress, from all the burnouts. It will not last you. It will not be 9,500 consistently. You understand? So there's a big difference. But I don't want to get into all that. It's a whole nother video of freaking of that. So, but I'm telling you, this thing is bone stock just with engine and pipe combo. Pipe, this thing's been taking abuse. You should be able to get this pipe this week at ROVAN or at the end of this week. Okay? This pipe has been getting sold out constantly at ROVAN site. All right, so hopefully he has more in stock. Now, it's durable. I've only used one pipe so far. This has lasted me. From all the bashing I did, if I would have had any other pipe, I would have been through many pipes, man. Those jumps. I have jumps of this landing on its ass. Goodbye, pipes. Come on now. There is no pipes that can go through that. You will bend the headers. You will damage your pipes. How about all those branches and shit getting stuck in here when I crashed into that tree? All right? It's got trophies here. It's got trophies from those branches hitting here hard. All right? This is strong shit. All right? You pretty much buy one pipe. Now, speaking of pipes, all right, people have been sending me pictures of stuff. Like, I'm not concerned about these pictures they sent me or whatever, but I find it very hilarious. But I just want to let you know, I've been getting comments, so I have to straighten shit out. This is a pipe made from the ground up, okay? This pipe is made all the way through. It's not based off of an old design that's been cut up, welded to fit this style of engine, all right? The 45cc head. This is a ground up new pipe, all right? I had to ask for this pipe because the person that makes this pipe, he has his own pipeline. He makes his own pipes. You know what I'm saying? So it was nice of him to come out with a pipe, to take time off to come out with a pipe for the guys that run these setups, you know, that are more affordable. You understand what I'm saying? So big shout out to Chris, no doubt. Now, we got to go over this together because I like to do things together, all right, with you guys, all right? This sometimes helps out a lot of newbies, and this is how we get further. Wheelie bars. Let's get back to wheelie bars. Now, stick around like future-wise. I will get a quality wheelie bar. Probably not as durable as the one I'm going to show you today, but I think it's going to be just perfect for me for this setup, okay? The problem I'm having is I don't want any real weight because this thing already wheelies enough with that engine, all right? If I didn't have this Broven Reed case torque monster of an engine, if I had a piston port, if I had a smaller 36, if I had a stock 32, then I would want more weight in the back to pretend I have power. Then I want to gear it lower. Maybe I would run smaller wheels. And then that way it can give you that effect of power and ripping and you being the power band, you know. Then I would probably do that. I would have a rear pipe. I would have a rear heavy wheelie bar. That way, no weight at all up front. That way it'll help me lift this heavy thing up off the ground. But we don't need to do that with this. We got plenty of power. And it's going to stay like that here with the stock clutch, stock spring setup for now. When I upgrade, I will use a better clutch, a better spring. Trust me, okay? But I'm not going to upgrade just yet because this engine is just here temporarily. But for now, we're going to use what we have. So, wheelie bars. We have other wheelie bars, drag wheelie bars. Now, the problem we have over here, the truck is high. It's off the ground. So, everything is going to be off the ground. And when you're up off the ground, when this does wheelie, it's going to wheelie even higher. Okay? And since this thing is so wide and it's got power, the problem is when you're up that high and you try to over throttle it, or if you accidentally over throttle it, overpower it, you may get the wobbles, the shakes. And then that's how you get accidents and cartwheels. This thing is heavy, people. So the more times you cartwheel this, the more potential you have of damage. All right, damaging. I can't believe how durable these A-arms are. They're super wide and they're very durable. This thing has cartwheeled a lot. So I'm telling you, man, I'm very shocked about that. I did replace this lower A-arm. It's a past video you could see, but I crashed into my Fresh Park ramp and I had crashed and it was a pretty bad accident. And I snapped this. All right, you can see this. This A-arm here is from Dan's personal Baja Max T. I appreciate that, Dan, once again. And this is his trophies. I did not do these trophies. These are his trophies. All right. So, back to the wheelie bar again. Here's another wheelie bar here. It's strong, which is something I need. I need strong because we bash. The problem with this is it's got a little bit of weight to it, but it's strong. We need strong. And the second problem I have with this is, my main problem is it's got one wheel. Now, this would be awesome for a Baja 5B or 5SC or a Shorty Baja Q. Perfect. A must-have, okay? Because this protects your back here if you're bashing. This alone is like a strong roll cage. It's got steel. All right, but here's what it weighs. Not too bad. 16.08 ounces. It's got weight, but not that bad. It's not that bad. The problem I have is it's got one wheel, and it's going to be really high. Like this thing is going to be crazy up high. And with the power of this, it's going to wobble. I'm going to crash it. You're going to send your car by itself. You're going to cartwheel it on demand. We can't have that. So, here's the part number in case you guys want it. If you have Baja Shorty Qs, if you have Baja 5Bs. All right. Now, this is the wheelie bar I'm going to be using on here. I just do not like the weight of this. Again, if I had a weak motor, if I had an engine that needed help to do wheelies, this is what you want. But I'm telling you, this thing is so heavy duty. This thing is so strong. I think it's going to be good for me because it's going to protect the way I drive. Like if I do cartwheels, it'll be less problems of this break-in and all that. You understand? This is heavy, people. Heavy. That's the only thing. My thing is trying to prevent this from wheeling. And this is going to help it wheelie more. That's my thing. All right? And this pipe here kind of balances off, but still it's got power that it's going to over wheelie that. So let me show you what this thing weighs. You guys are going to see what this thing weighs here. Yeah, big difference. Look at that, people. 27.72 ounces, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's the strongest one I have, and it's got double wheels. The only problem with this is the wheels are going to be facing the moon, but hopefully we'll be able to control it more. All right, because it's got double wheels. Hopefully it'll help prevent it get out of control. Okay, that's another concern that I have, big concern. In the future, we're going to be throwing a different wheelie bar back here. All right, I do not know if it's as durable, if it will be as durable, as strong as this, but it's a beautiful design. Now, another thing I want to bring up, some of you guys have been having problems with rubbing these tires out. All right, these tires been ripping on some of you guys, right? And that's because you say this is touching your tire. Well, if you want, I don't have issues with that. Mine is working well the way it is out the box, but if yours is rubbing your tire and if you're really damaging your sidewalls here, the inner sidewalls, this is all you got to do. You can do either two things. One is get extended hubs. You can extend these out, but then it's gonna be even wider. Your Baja Max T would be even wider. So I don't know if you want that. This thing is already wide enough. You can make it slightly wider, 1/2 inch on each side. It'll be a total of 1 inch wider, and that will help you not touch this here. And the other thing, all you got to do is remove this and relocate it to the bottom. That's all you got to do. Relocate this to the bottom, and it'll be further away from that tire. You won't rub your tire anymore, okay? But mine is fine the way it is. I think I'm going to keep it the way it is. Maybe if I replace these, I will relocate them in the bottom. That's all. No worries. All right, because this guy here has been coming out a lot, and it's bent. But I can just straighten that out. And the steering. I'm not too happy with this steering. I'm going to do a little mod job here, so stay tuned. I'm going to show you how the Baltagel is going to mod this. Right now, I have what I called the Gary mod. All right, it was with snap wire ties. And I'll show you, all right? Or maybe I'll put it on the stand here, and we'll get a closer look. I'll show you what's been helping out. Maybe from all the cartwheels I did and all the weight, it snapped a wire tie and it expanded the other wire tie. So I think I'm just going to get a wire, strong wire, and tighten it up best as possible and keep the wire on there. And if I keep having issues with that, I'm going to eliminate this whole steering job and put a standard Baja steering setup on here with a heavy duty